Right, today we shall be looking at cost of capital. And I hope today will be the last day that we look at cost of capital. Then next week we'll move on. I hope that next week we should do, let me just verify what we should do next week. Okay, next week we want to cover um, I think analysis of financial information. Yeah, we'll be dealing with analysis of financial information. So next week we'll be covering analysis of financial information. That's what we'll be covering next week. So for today, we'll deal with cost of capital. We'll continue with cost of capital. I think you also had it in your exam. Right. Right. We'll start. We'll do question 2. We did question 1. We'll do question 2. Then I think question 2 will be enough. Then you can be able to try to do the rest. Right. So here we're given a extract from the financial position of Optimum Limited, additional information. Right. I think you saw this in your assessment. Right. Clearly identify the different types of funding and calculate the capital structure of Optimum Limited. Show the capital structure that you calculated in the correct format. Right. First thing that we have to do is to separate these items into their various components. That is debt and equity. Right. We normally know that equity is ordinary shares, retained earnings, and non-distributable reserves. Then debentures, loans, they are debt. Preference shares can either be debt or a liability. They will specify, but normally they will make sure that they specify. So ordinary share capital, retained earnings, and non-distributable reserves, that's equity. Then the other two, debentures and the long-term loan, that's debt. So what we have to do, first of all, we have to separate them into their various categories. Right. After separating them into their various categories, then the next thing would be to calculate our capital structure. When they say capital structure, they mean the percentage of debt and the percentage of equity, starting with the percentage of debt. So always when you express your capital structure, you start with the percentage of debt. Then you follow with the percentage of equity. So that's what we want to do. So let's first start and add up what we have in terms of equity and what we have in terms of debt. Right. Right. I jumped, I said number 3 there. So let me just use that number. Let me just say question 3 so that when you are there, you won't get confused. I'll just write the name of the company. That's Optimum Limited. Oh, let me just, this one, let me first write question 3. Optimum Limited. Right. We start with the equity. Right. We have ordinary share capital. 40 million. We have non-distributable reserves. Non-distributable reserves, they are 1.6 million. Retained income, million. Then we add to get our total equity. Right. Then we'll move on to debt. Right. Our debt, we have debentures. $2.5 million. We have long-term loan. $4 million. Then we get total debt. Right. Then we get our total capital. Right. Then we find the percentage of debt. That will be equal to total debt multiplied by 100 over total capital. Right. Our total debt is 6.5. Over the total capital, which is 53,500. Right. What will you get there? What will you get? Right. Thank you. We get 12.15%. Normally, they would tell you how many decimal places to for you to round off. So you'd find that they would usually tell you that maybe usually they say 2 decimal places. Right. If you see here, they say set your calculator to 4 decimal places for the calculations, and round your final answers to 2 decimal places, show the formulas used and detailed calculations. Right. Then percentage of equity. We'll now say total equity. times 100 over total capital, which we are going to say $47 million what do we get? Thank you. 87.85%. Then that means our capital structure would be equal to 12.15 is to 87.85. So we express it as a ratio. So that means 12.15% is debt, whereas 87.85 is equity. Any questions there? Right. So if there are no questions, I'll proceed. Right. The second question is calculate the market value of equity. Market value of equity is the number of shares times the share price. Right. Our ordinary share capital, we're told that it's 40 million. And the ordinary share have a nominal value of 20 per share. Okay, anyway, we say what? Market value of equity. Okay, that is the price per share times number of shares. So to get our number of shares, we're going to say number of shares is equal to book value divided by nominal value. Which is equal to, if we check here, our book value is 40 million divided by 20. So that's 40 million divided by 20. What do we get? Thank you. We have got 2 million shares. Right. Right. Then our market value would be equal to the 2 million times the price per share, of which our price per share is, we're told that the current market price per share is 45 rand. So we multiply by 45 rand. $90 million. Thank you so much. Right. Then the they calculate the cost of equity by using the dividend growth model. Right. We use our formula that we had from last week. Cost of equity using the dividend growth model. right? So that is equal to our D1 divided by PO plus G. Remember, we said D1 is the next year's dividend, PO is the current market price, and G is the expected growth rate. Right. So here our dividends, we are told that the current dividend paid was 460. But in our formula, we don't need the current dividend. We need next year's dividend. So we have to grow it. There's an expected growth of 7%. So we have to increase it by 7%. 7% is our G. And our share price is 45. So we're going to say 460 times 1.07 to increase it by 7%. Then we divide by 45 the share price, then plus 0.07, 4.92%. Are you sure? Because the answer that you should get should be more than 7%. Can you please recalculate? Because your answer should definitely be more than 7%. Thank you so much. That's 0.1794. When expressed as a percentage, that is a decimal. When we express it as a percentage, it becomes 17.94%. That's how we determine our cost of equity. Right, then next. So when you get it in decimals, please remember to multiply it by 100. Right, calculate the after tax cost of debentures. Right. After tax cost of debentures. It's before tax cost multiplied by 1 minus tax rate. Right, the before tax cost is the cost on similar debentures. And we are told that the current market return for similar debentures with a life of 8 years is 12% before tax. So your return on similar debentures with a life of 8 years, that's your cost. So if it's before tax, you have to express it to an after tax cost. So we're going to say 12 multiplied by 1 minus our tax rates. We're told that the tax rate is 28%. 28%. What do you get? Right. $3.24%. Right. Thank you so much. Right. Then the current market value of the debentures by using the financial calculator, the mathematical formula, or by using the financial calculator. Right. Last time we used the mathematical formula. So maybe today we can change, we can use the financial calculator. Right. When using the financial calculator, you have to find your okay, I'll just show you the parameters, or maybe what we can do. Maybe what we can do, maybe I can just show you maybe both, so that maybe you we use the one like since you don't have a financial calculator, then the other one I will just show you the maybe I might just show you the parameters. I'll show you the parameters, then you know how to. All right, like what I will do is I will just show you the parameters that we need. Right. First of all, let me do it through the formula. All right. When we're using the formula, right, we would say our market value would be equal to right 1 minus 1 over 1 plus I to the power of n over I. Right. Then plus R over 1 1 plus I to the power of n. All right, so that's our formula. All right, where M is the market value. Our I is equal to annual interest, annual or periodic interest. Sometimes the interest is paid, maybe let's say monthly. N is equal to number of years to redemption. Redemption will mean the day that they are going to pay back. Right. Then our R, redemption value, which is the amount at which the debentures will be repaid. All right. Then our small I is equal to cost of debentures. Market rate on similar shares. Right. So if we check here, our interest, we know that these are 13% debentures and the total value is 2.5. So our interest is 13% of 2.5. So say 13% multiplied by 2.5 million. Which is equal to what? 325,000. Our N is the number of years to redemption. We are told that these debentures are redeemable after 8 years. So that's 8, our N. Our redemption value is the par value, or if they are to be redeemed at a premium, you add the premium. Right? We know that this we are not told about a premium or a discount. So that means it will be the 2.5, the book value. That means they are going to pay them at their value. So that is 2.5. So the nominal value or the book value is usually our R. Then our I is the cost of similar, the market related interest rates. The current market return for similar debentures is 12%. So that's the 12%. So now, in this particular case, we can now replace our parameters and say, right, our MV, we said our I is 325,000. Our small I is 12%, so that will be 0.12. Our N is 8. Our small I is 0.12. This small I is 0.12. Our R is 2.5 million. Our small I it's 0.12. Our N is 8. What do we get is our MP? Can you please calculate that figure? Let's be fast. Right, thank you. Four, 1, 2, 989, 990 to round off. Right. So let's say that would be our market value. Right, let me just transport our solutions to right. Right now, when you are, so that's how we determine using the formula method. But if you saw in the question, they said that we should use also the financial calculator. Okay, to Numalo, we are dealing with that same paper, the next question on the cost of capital, which we were dealing last week. Right. So here, if we're using a financial calculator, you would say, okay, let's use the financial calculator here. No, I'll just show you the parameters, then you can try to do it. Then I can calculate using Excel. Right. You are saying you will have your PMT would be the annual interest. Which is equal to the 325,000. Right. Your I would be your 12%, the market related interest rate. Your N would be the number of years, which is 8. Then your FV would be your R, which is your 2.5 million. So your big R will be your FV. Your N is the number of years, will be 8. Your I will be your 12. And your PMT would be your 325,000. That is the annual interest. Then you go and punch these things on your financial calculator. If you've got any challenges, please feel free to contact me. I can be able to help you know how to use your calculator. So then you look for the PV. We look for the PV, so equal to PV. The rate 0.12. The years is 8 years. PMT is 325,000. FV is 2.5 million. Then they are paid at the end of the year. So you get what? 2624191. So I think you made a mistake there on that one, say. This one should be the correct answer. Using your, maybe, did you make sure that your 325 here only the 325 is only multiplying this bracket here? All right, plus 2.5. That's the correct answer, even with the calculator. I think there are some figures that you punched wrongly. So this will be our market value. So that's what. So you find that in an exam or test scenario, it's advantageous to have a financial calculator because you won't take time, and the chances of making an error will be fewer. So please, if you happen to get a chance, use a financial calculator. If you don't know how to use it, feel free to inbox me, then I can help you. Right. Then, so that's the capital, the current market value of the debentures. Then the last question says, use the table formula to calculate the weighted average cost of capital. Right, to calculate our weighted average cost of capital, weighted average cost of capital. Oh, okay, the 412. Let me just now it's a peak. Let me just remove it like this. Then I'll just say market value is equal to 2,624,191. That's the correct answer. Thank you, Roshan. Right, then we do our table format, which we used sometime last week. Yeah, not a problem. Ngumalo, you inbox me probably from tomorrow, because today you can't. Then I can just arrange with you maybe sometime. Then I can tell you how to use that calculator. There's not a problem. You can inbox. Then I will discuss with you. Right. Our debentures. We now take our market values. Our debentures are. These are the ones that we calculated just now. That's 2,624,191. Our ordinary shares, we calculated them on part B, 90 million. Then our long-term loan, we just take it at the book value, which is 4 million, unless told otherwise. Right. Then we find our percentages. Right. What is 2.72? Or this cost? Okay, the cost of the long-term loan. The cost of the long-term loan, we are told that it's the cost for similar loans is 11% after tax. So it's 11%. So they have 11 here. Right. Remember, to get our weight, we say the market value divided by the total. That's how we get our weight. So we'd say this 2.72 is 2624 divided by the total. Okay, I see. That's what we were talking about. Is that right? That's very correct. So I just used the formulas through Excel. This 93 comes from 90 million divided by 96.96624. Then this one also you do the same. Right, these costs, they are coming from above. The cost of ordinary shares, we have to take it. It's wrong, that one. We calculated it on number C. Yeah, we found that is 17.94. So this is 17.94. The debentures, 17.94 is not, it's the ordinary shares. The debentures, it's we calculated it again. We found it to be 3.24. But this is wrong. It can't be 3.24. Can you recalculate that figure? That figure is wrong. Please recompute that figure. $8.64. Thank you so much. So that's 8.64%. So I would say this is 8.64%. All right, to get our weighted cost, we'll just be multiplying your weight times the cost, we get this. Your weight times the cost, you get this. Your weight times the cost, you get this. Then your weighted average cost of capital would then be the total of the weighted cost. That's the addition of these ones. Then you get 17.4%. So that's how we get our weighted average cost of capital. Any questions? All right, if we don't have any questions, then can we go on our own? We can try the other question that I put here, which is the real number 1.3. So just try it and then you see if you can do it. And you can also try the one that was in your test. There was also one in your test which was exactly like this.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yes, you can.
Hello?
Ask. Yes, you can ask.
Yes, can we go back to that Excel?
I'm there.
Yes, you said getting weighted cost, you multiply the weight
The
times
weight
cost.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. The thing is, I'm getting different answers. Not sure if I'm counting wrong.
What are you getting on the first one?
Okay, hold on. Times 8.64. I'm getting 0.24.
Not 0.23.
No.
Are you sure? Are you saying 2.72?
2.72. times 8.64. Yeah, 0.24.
Maybe let me see what is happening here.
And then the second one, I am getting 0.17.
Oh, no, I know why. Remember that I use the formulas to get these things. So actually, if you see, this answer is not necessarily 2.72, it is this one here. So Excel will be using the exact one, although it is rounded up. So
Okay.
your answer is correct.
Okay.
So the differences are arising because Excel, when you use the formula, Excel will be using the original, although it's not shown here, it will be using the actual figure.
Okay.
Then after getting your 0 point, you should multiply it by 100. Is that right? It's not that it's wrong. It's not wrong. But the issue is when these figures are extracted, them using Excel. So when Excel multiplies, it doesn't use 2.72. It uses the actual figure, this one here.
Okay.
So because of that, that's why there's a slight difference.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, you can try the other question, then we'll meet next week. Right, next week I think it's a holiday, so but because I think our semester is almost done, we're going to have class. What might change is the timing. So just check my groups. I will tell you the time for the class next week, but it might not be on at 5 o'clock. It might be earlier because I will try to make it longer because I think I would like to just do financial ratios and finish them. So just check your group. Thank you so much and God bless you richly.